Hi everybody. I had a little bit of time this Sunday afternoon and I thought I would take a little run through of a deck that I've had for a long time. It's called the Parrott Tarot. I don't believe it's in print anymore. If you're interested in this deck, you may be able to find it on eBay. And I don't think it's too expensive. It never really was very popular and didn't really catch on. This deck, based on the Rider-Waite system, but they do add 4 new cards, the Mentors. I really haven't worked with this deck because it really wasn't for me, but I thought some of you might enjoy seeing it nonetheless. So let's take a look. This is, I think it may be published by some kind of an off company. This is the S.S. Adams Company. I don't know of any other, I don't even know if they're still in business or if they've printed other tarot decks. And I remember at one point I went on a web page. I found a web page, this was many years ago, by the creators of this deck, and they had a PDF file that I was able to download of their interpretation of the cards. But I don't have that handy anymore. I think I may have discarded it. But this deck did come with kind of a little flip open paper guide here. So it's not a book. It's got a little guide. It's got some suggested spreads. It's got a little bit of the card meanings. Major Arcana, the minors. So there's a little bit about, each suit, a column for each suit. Wands, cups, swords, and discs. And they do go, in the court cards, they go Prince, Princess, Mentor. The Mentor is a new card, and I don't know why they thought we needed an extra card, but then we have the Queen and King of Discs. So let's see what other information in here. I know this deck has, similar to the Thoth, it's got a lot of astrological associations and as well as Kabbalah. So it's quite involved and quite detailed, and the artwork is intricate, so it may be something you enjoy. For me, I found I didn't really like it, and I've never really worked with it. It's just a deck that I sort of have put away. But here we have the Fool. Oh, and each card, because it's called the Parrott Tarot, each card has a little picture of a parrot someplace on the card. So that makes it kind of fun. But here we have the elements of the Fool card. We've got the dog and the rose, the sun, kind of a cliff there. You can't really see it in this card, but you kind of get the impression. So there is the Fool. And we have the symbol of the element associated with the card, as you can see there. And we've got, that looks like a planetary symbol, if I'm not mistaken, or possible astrological symbol of some sort. So there is the Fool. Here we have the Magician. So we do have the lemniscate, the tools on the table. Very intricately drawn deck. I don't know, it would seem to me a little bit cartoonish, or, not artistically done in the way of great, beautiful art, but kind of more a functional deck, I suppose you'd say. The elements are there, it's just that the art style does not personally appeal to me. Here we have the High Priestess. I love how they've got the camel there. This is really a pretty High Priestess card. The cat's in the foreground. The Empress. Very pretty. We've got the swan there with the babies to kind of carry the mothering theme. I don't know what the scales are meant to imply. And the coins in the foreground. I'm not quite sure. A path leading out through the door. I don't know where she's headed to, but We've got a crown there, so we do have the impression of royalty along with that Empress. Here we have the Emperor. The colors in this are very vibrant. Very pretty. The Hierophant. There we've got the traditional animals associated with the archangels in the corners there. Man, the bull, the lion, and the bird. Here we have the Lovers. So very traditional. Got the Adam and Eve type of a theme there with the snake going up the apple tree in the background. The cards are a little busy. I think maybe that's one reason why they don't appeal to me that much. They're not unpleasant. They're just busy. This is very pretty. We've got the two winged beasts going in different directions. They have reins on them, so that's a little bit different. We've got two different towers, so two different directions implied there. We've got the yin and yang symbol, the Chariot. Here is the Strength card, very pretty. Nice happy lion there. The Hermit. Coming up from the underworld, I would presume. There's the three-headed dog, Cerberus. He's got his lamp. Number 10, the Wheel of Fortune. Again, there's a lot of detail in these cards. Almost too much. It's kind of overwhelming. Too many symbols. A little bit too much going on. And even the symbols themselves, each one is doing something. We've got that bird. He's got his head in a book there looking at a Hebrew letter. The man has got a book open. They've all got books in front of them. Even that Egyptian Sphinx there. Different. Very different. Here's Justice. The reason I thought to do a walkthrough of this deck was I watched a video by Simon, The Hermit's Cave, and he was talking about how he'd made an inventory of his collection. And so I got a video, I downloaded an app where I could catalog my decks. And so I went through each and every one of them. And I thought, you know, there's quite a few here I haven't done any walkthroughs on, and this might be a good one to do because I really haven't seen much about this on YouTube. Death. Look at the parrot down in the lower right corner with the Death card. He's laying there playing dead. Funny. It's a good Death card. It's just a little too busy for my taste is all. That's why I've really never even used this deck once. Here's Temperance. Not sure what's going on with that rake in his left hand. I like the volcano that's got water flowing from it. That really gives a good idea of temperance. Here's the Devil. The Tower. The Star. It's really a beautiful star card, and it's got the elements that I like to see, which is the water from each jug, one flowing on the land, one flowing into the water, And she's got a foot on the land and a foot in the water. The 6-pointed star above, or no, I'm sorry, 8-pointed star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars over to the right side, and an 8-pointed star, and then another 5 stars on the other side. The flamingo's a nice touch. Cute. All right, then we have the moon. We've got the dog and the wolf, the crustacean. The moon. Okay, next we have the sun. Well, we've got not one, not two, but 3 creepy babies in this sun card. Got the astrological symbols above. Cute. I like having a lion in the sun card instead of, well, there was also a horse, but having both of them was kind of fun. Here's Judgment. And the World. Then we start with our suits. Here is the Ace of Cups. Looks like we've got a priest and a rabbi. A priest and a rabbi walked into a bar. The Two of Cups. Oh, that's really cute. I like the yin and yang, the dolphins. Very pretty. I always have to check in this deck to look down at what the parrot's doing down in the corner. He's got his little heart. 3 of Cups, and then they've got some keywords. In case you hadn't noticed yet, there's abundance. The 2 was love. Here is the 4 of Cups, luxury. So even though this deck bills itself as being in the Rider-Waite-Smith tradition, 4 of Cups as luxury is really more Thoth in orientation. But that doesn't matter, you know. Tarot is tarot. The decks can be interpreted any way you like. They've all got the same basic structure. So 4 of Cups, luxury. 5 of Cups, disappointment. And look at our parrot down in the corner. He's crying. 6 of Cups, pleasure. You notice it doesn't say happy memories or reminiscing or anything like that. It's pleasure. 7 of Cups, debauch. Not necessarily about choices, but it could be. 8 of Cups, indolence. So we don't see anybody walking away from a situation. It's just you're over full and you're ready to be done with this situation. Indolence. And check out that little parrot down there. He's done. And you can see each card is also signed by the artist with the date, 691. So this deck's been around for a while. Here is the 9 of Cups, happiness. Very traditional. And the 10 of Cups, we've got a tree of life there, Kabbalah tree. Satiety, 10 of Cups. Then we'll move to the court cards. There is the Princess of Cups. Again, that's kind of a Thoth influence because Princess is a tag for the page card that Thoth uses. Princess of Cups. Prince of Cups. I don't know about a bird for that. I would have liked to see a bird. I like to see birds more often associated with the swords suit. But we've got the water below there, so it works okay. Prince of Cups. Then this is the extra card that this deck has added, the Mentor. Mentor of Cups. Queen of Cups. And the King of Cups. Then we're moving on to the suit of swords. We have the Ace of Swords. Looks very Rider-Waite. And the keywords, as you can see, are only in 2 through 10. Here we have peace, the Two of Swords, peace, truce, choice. Three of Swords, sorrow. Instead of a heart, we've got a rose that's being pierced there. Four of Swords, truce, rather than rest or retreat. This is interpreted in this deck as truce. That's really a pretty card. I like how that one's done. Not quite as busy as some of the others. Here we have Five of Swords, defeat. Look at that parrot down in the lower right corner. How funny. Six of Swords, science. So that's again a very Thoth influence. Science. Seven of Swords, futility. Rather than stealthiness, as you might have it associated with Rider-Waite Smith. Futility. Eight of Swords, interference. Nine of Swords, cruelty. And then we have 10 of Swords, ruin. Thank goodness they don't have 10 swords stuck in a body. I'm so sick of that image on tarot cards. Here is the Princess of Swords. Prince of Swords. The Mentor of Swords. Love that. That's kind of cute. The Queen of Swords. Up there in the clouds above the birds. Queen of Swords. I don't know what the mask of the gentleman there is supposed to be relaying to us. Take off the mask and let truth and integrity shine, I imagine. And last in the suit of swords, we have the King of Swords. It's just a different deck. Here we have Ace of Discs. Look at the dog there. I don't know what he's burying or trying to dig up. Two of Discs, change. I love the yin and yang and the two arms there. That's really a pretty image. Three of Discs, works. You know, now that I'm looking at this deck again, I'm starting to like it a little bit more. Four of Discs, power. Ah, power instead of greed and hoarding. I like that. Five of Discs, worry. Whether it be financial worry or some other sort of worry. Worry about your job or your home and family, whatever. Interesting. Six of Discs, success. And there's sort of that impression of sharing there. We've got the person offering out a branch to share. So that's similar to Rider-Waite. Seven of Discs, failure. So you're not so much waiting for your work to come to fruition. With this deck, it's interpreted as failure, which I believe is also a very Thoth influence. Eight of Discs, prudence. That's sort of funny. Look at they've got on the coins. Dollar, pound, yen, peso, rupee. Funny. Mark, lira. Nine of Discs, gain. A lot of gambling symbols here. We've got dice and good luck clover and rabbit's foot. Card game. Interesting. Ten of Discs, wealth. Again, we've got the Tree of Life in this 10 card. Princess of Discs. A lot going on there, a lot to take in. Prince of Discs. He's got the bull, I like that. Slow but steady wins the race. Mentor of Discs. Kind of a centaur's there. Interesting. See, I have enough trouble with the 78 cards that's already in the deck. I don't need to add 4 more court cards, and the court cards are the hardest for me. Here's Queen of Discs. Love the greens in this card. Very interesting. And the King of Discs. Well, doesn't he look jubilant? Love the volcano behind him. Nice card. Alrighty, then moving on to the wands. Here we have Ace of Wands. That's really a cool Ace of Wands. I like it. Two of Wands, Dominion. Three of Wands, Virtue. Four of Wands, Completion. And you can see in each of these cards also, I don't know if you've noticed, and I hadn't really mentioned this, but they've all got their playing card associations up in the upper left corner. So clubs in a regular playing card deck, wands in a tarot deck. We had diamonds in the discs, and we had hearts in the cups. Five of Wands, Strife. Six of Wands, Victory. Seven of Wands, Valor. If you're into Kabbalah and you're into astrology, you would probably absolutely go crazy for this deck. And the artwork's pretty cute too. Swiftness, the Eight of Wands. Oh, I like that. The rainbow, and then we've also got the 8 lightning bolts. Pretty cool. Nine of Wands, Strength. Persistence. Sun and moon there. 10 of Wands, Oppression. Our little parrot's got a wand on his head, poor thing. Princess of Wands. Isn't she pretty? I love when they include big cats in the suit of wands. I think those fit in there just lovely. Prince of Wands, we've got another big cat there. Mentor of Wands. And then we've got the Queen of Wands. Oh, look at the red and yellow. Doesn't that make for a nice Queen of Wands? With her lion. Nice, nice, nice. Volcano in the background. And last but not least, we have our King of Wands. Very nice. Let's take a look at the card backs. That often tells you a lot about a deck. We've got a couple of parrots up in the corners. We've got the yin and yang, symbols of the elements, planetary symbols. The card backs are not reversible. The cardstock is really nice, I have to admit that. Very nice, very sturdy. It's not too slick, but it's not matte, or it's not velvety, it's not linen. It's kind of a semi-glossy. So if you're interested and you like the images and you think you'd want to work with this, you might have to do a little searching to find it. It's been out since '91 and I believe it's long been out of print. But this is the Parrott Tarot. All right, thanks. Have a good evening.